Some people say that mankind only went through one world war. It was only fought in two wars, and those who were leaders in World War II. They all experienced the First World War. So today, let's talk about the experiences of the leaders of World War II during the First World War, when World War I broke out. Churchill, aged 40, was the British Secretary of State for the Navy at the time, 1915. As the British Navy suffered a crushing defeat in the battle to capture the Dardanelles, Churchill was forced to resign. Sidelined, Churchill then rushed to the French front as Lieutenant Colonel Commander of the 6th Battalion of the Royal Scots Mauser Regiment, where he commanded operations for 6 months. In July 1917, Churchill became the British Minister of Munitions until the end of World War I. After the outbreak of World War I, Starling, who was engaged in revolutionary work in St. Petersburg, arrested and imprisoned by the Tsarist Russian government. 1916. The Tsarist government tried to conscript him into the army, but he failed the medical examination due to the disability of his left arm. South, he was exiled to Akhinsk in Siberia. 1917. At the age of 39, Starling returned to St. Petersburg, worked as an editor of Pravda. In October of the same year, participated in the organization and leadership of the October Revolution. After the outbreak of civil war in Soviet Russia, Starling was elected to Lenin's 5-man presidium. May 1918. Stalin traveled to the Tsaritsyn region to lead the incremental work. 1914. At the age of 31, Mussolini founds the Italian People's Newspaper. 1915. He is drafted and becomes a sharpshooter in the army. June 1917. Mussolini is seriously wounded in battle. Doctors removed over 40 pieces of shrapnel from his body. After his discharge from the army, Mussolini resumed his role as editor-in-chief of the Italian newspaper L'Osservatore Romano. 1913. At age 31, Roosevelt became Assistant Secretary of the U.S. Navy. During his 7-year tenure, Roosevelt advocated building a strong and operationally capable Navy. During World War I, under his direct leadership, the size of the U.S. Navy was greatly improved and began to vigorously develop the construction of the Naval Air Corps because of his outstanding performance during the war. 38-year-old Roosevelt was nominated as a candidate for U.S. President in 1920, after the outbreak of World War I. The 24-year-old de Gaulle served as a lieutenant platoon leader in the 33rd Infantry Regiment in Arras, France. 1916. De Gaulle is captured by the Germans at the Battle of Verdun during his 2 years and 8 months as a prisoner of war. De Gaulle, who was 1 meter, 95 tall, escaped from prison 6 times, but 6 times he was recaptured by the Germans. Finally, he was sent to the German Ingolstadt POW camp, which specialized in holding captured officers. He became close friends with a Tsarist Russian officer who was imprisoned there. This man was later the Marshal of the Soviet Army, Mikhail Tukhachevsky. In August 1914, at the age of 25, Hitler volunteered for the 16th Bavarian Reserve Infantry Regiment. He fought in the trenches on the Western Front for 4 years against the British and French. He was awarded a first-class Iron Cross and a second-class Iron Cross for bravery. October 1918. Briefly blinded after a gas bomb attack, after recovering from his wounds, he was promoted to the rank of corporal. Thus, during World War II, not only among the Allies, even among the German generals, he was privately referred to as that corporal of ours.